Okay, so I know you probably looked at the title of this video and thought, what the crap? How can this guy possibly support Nvidia and their crappy shenanigans? How can this guy possibly endorse anti-competitive antitrust measures? How can this guy possibly be on the side of Nvidia here? Well, the short answer is, I'm not. I am not making any caveats for the crappiness that is GeForce Partner Program endorsed by Nvidia in the past couple days. I made a video about that yesterday and my stance on it is pretty clear. I am not okay with this. I think this removes trust for Nvidia. I think this removes trust for the AIB partners who are signing on to the GeForce Partner Program, and they should absolutely not do that. And then the only way that we as consumers can move forward on this and voice our displeasure is, one, probably sign petitions on change.org, because that helps everything, literally everything. Your Aunt Susie wants you to sign that change petition, Brian. Sign it, Brian. But then also we can vote with our wallets. So that is the foundation of this video. It is going to be the fact that I stand against Nvidia's GeForce Partner Program wholeheartedly and completely. I am not sitting on any fence here, no matter what you people in the comments might say. So that's the level, that's the building blocks that I'm working with right now. So everything that I'm going to say comes from that reality of I am against it. And yes, still on the road. Yes, new hotel room. Yes, I know I look tired. Let's just get through it, okay? Because this is important. This is important to me. This is important to you. This is thoughts that I was having today that I really wanted to relate to you guys. And so that's why I wanted to bring this video to you from a freaking hotel room, because I love having these types of discussions with you. You guys seem to really respond well to these. So be sure to talk down in the comments about everything I'm about to say. Let me know over in our Discord, top link in the video description. Let me know what your thoughts are over there, and let's have a live one-on-one chat. That'll be fantastic. So yes, be sure to hit us up there. But okay, so GeForce Partner Program, I am completely against it, but here is why it might be a good thing. You see, I made a video about 2 months ago, AMD and Nvidia against miners, will prices really go down? You guys seem to like that one, 111,000 views. But in that video, I questioned whether Nvidia and AMD really had the gall to take on the mining industry. It's something that has been ticking off gamers for quite some time, and it's something that gamers wanted to see relief from. When are these freaking GPU companies gonna come to our rescue and stop miners from buying the cards? Well, the answer is freaking never, because they're gonna sell directly to miners. But the GeForce Partner Program might be Nvidia's way of making good on their promise that they stand with gamers. That's the interesting thing that I've been kind of mulling over in my brain as we drove for over 10 hours today, is the fact that Nvidia promised to put gamers first. And what does the GeForce Partner Program serve to do? Well, according to them, it's to have a distinct gaming brand that exemplifies all of the things that are Nvidia GeForce gaming ultimacy, and AMD is not part of that equation, and if you include them as part of that equation, then you don't get Nvidia's marketing budget. With Nvidia trying to take the fact that other companies, their AIB partners, have built a gaming brand and assume it as their own, as the Nvidia gaming brand, what does that leave the room and the door open for? It leaves it open for a division, a subsection of new entries into their product lineup that they might not have had before. You see, this could be the way of Nvidia finally saying, we have our gaming division, and yes, we will finally have our mining division, and guess what? We also have our AI, deep learning, and professional workstation division as well. This is Nvidia's attempt at nuancing the market even more than they already have. Because it's been no secret that there are rumors afloat of all of these new graphics cards that might be launching from Nvidia in sometime in the near future. And so my thought, the way that I've been positioning this, is that Nvidia is using the GeForce Partner Program, one, to isolate AMD as the mining company. They're the ones who are segregated for miners, and that Nvidia GeForce is the one that's for gamers. But then this also gives them the great opportunity to introduce a new subset of categories that do not fall under the ROG Strix gaming brand, that do not fall under the MSI gaming brand, that do not fall under the Aorus gaming brand, but rather are a dedicated set of mining cards. Because as much as we might all hate it, especially with the improvements that should be coming in Nvidia's new architecture in a Vega refresh or Navi next year, GPU mining isn't going anywhere. This could serve as the opportunity for giving us what we've been begging for, which is a division of mining cards and gaming cards. People wanted the mining craze to stay away from what was going on. This is Nvidia's way of making it work both on an architectural level when they're going to be releasing Turing or Ampere for mining specifically, but then also on a branding level. See, this is one of the important things that people, the naysayers of the GeForce or the agreeers of, I don't know, what do I call them? The people who think that the GPP isn't all that bad because it's just a freaking name. Who cares whether or not gaming is in anything? To that, I have to say, have you ever run a business? Do you know what it means to have branding? Do you know what it means to have a mission statement, a logo, everything set up so that you can sell and represent your products and your categories most effectively and most efficiently for the best sales possible? Coca-Cola didn't become a worldwide brand because they said, oh, it's just a name if we changed it. Because guess what happened when they changed just Coke to New Coke? Everybody flipped the freaking crap out because they didn't want the change. Guess what? That's what's happening here. Yes, it might be removing gaming from graphics cards, from AMD graphics cards, but changing branding is a massive deal for any company, especially in the graphics card market, where it's been proven that gaming branded cards outsell the non-gaming branded cards by many, many factors. So from my perspective, it looks like that Nvidia is trying to nuance their consumer lineup to give customers more options, and this is their way of making good on the promise that they made 1 or 2 months ago, where they said that they are going to allocate stock specifically for their gaming partners. They're going to make sure that their gaming focused customers are the ones that they're prioritizing, and Nvidia just wasn't lying. That's what I can, if I can find some ray of hope in here, is that Nvidia, in their twisted, logical way, is making good on a promise to the consumer that they made a few months ago, which obviously is the worst, like, it's the most backwards way of doing it. It's basically like saying, you know, we're in a committed relationship and I went out with another girl because, you know, I thought that things were getting boring here, so I decided to spice things up on the outside so that, you know, we could have better times here. Like, it's like, what? No, that's not how this exactly works. You spice up the current relationship that you have by investing in the current relationship that you have, not by going out and fooling around with other crap that probably isn't, you know, ethically or morally correct. That was a terrible analogy. But you know what they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and this could be Nvidia's, yes, it's Nvidia's way of cash grabbing right now, but at the same time, it is also their way of trying to say to the gamer, you matter so much to us that we're willing to risk antitrust lawsuits by pushing our competition out of the market so that we can provide you with what we said we were going to, which is putting the gamer first. And so that's the shining ray of hope, and I'm not trying to take anything away from what Nvidia is doing here. It's absolutely wrong. We're seeing the partners completely just shift tone. I pointed out how, you know, Gigabyte yesterday. In yesterday's video, I went through the thread that just talked about all of the issues that were coming with the fact that all of these partners were dropping the gaming branding, but then also a freaking a good Twitter thread that Wesley Fick was dropping on the internet today, if I can find it. Like MSI on freaking Facebook. When asked about the GeForce Partner Program, signing up with Nvidia and encouraging monopoly, MSI's freaking response on Facebook was, hi there, this is not about siding with any supplier. Nvidia currently are ahead of the GPU experience, and people would also not buy anything subpar to it. Kindly understand this is happening everywhere, e.g. Google, Facebook. Does this program mean you won't be making any more AMD graphics cards in the future and your laptop desktop models will be entirely NVIDIA GPUs? And then MSI responded, if it's up to par with performance, MSI will definitely be able to do so. Thanks, Wesley, for linking this on Twitter. That was a good read for me. But this is the absolute craziness, is that, okay, NVIDIA might be trying to do something good for the gamer, but then saying that AMD might not be up to snuff? to freaking Nvidia in certain ways. Yeah, sure, Vega was disappointing, but guess what? An RX Vega 56 blows a GTX 1050 Ti out of the water, no matter how you slice it. And if you call one gaming, you need to call the other gaming if that's what they're designed for as well. And the fact that MSI is sticking up for that on Facebook is absolutely trash. I can't believe that we're in this situation where these partners are having to comment on the fact that no, these things that we were selling for gaming are never meant for gaming, and that this is not okay. I'm still not in a place where this sits well with me, and so I want you guys to know I'm not making any caveats. I'm trying to make the best of a terrible situation, trying to be realistic rather than being optimistic, because no matter what we do, even if we stop buying Nvidia cards, what's going to happen? Nothing. Nvidia is going to march forward on this GeForce Partner Program. The only people who can stop this are the ones who have the money to do so, which is the likes of Asus, MSI, or Gigabyte, or, you know, even EVGA saying, hey, we don't necessarily support how you're pushing everybody else into this GeForce Partner Program. If they would do that, then we might see some results. But the fact is, right now, we're basically living with a dictator, and we kind of just have to figure out how do we turn giant piles of cow turds into petunias. Like that's what we're going to be stuck with, and it's only in the future that we might see any sort of resolution. And so rather than just sitting around and saying this sucks and this is horrible, maybe let's try to look on the bright side while also negatively looking at the dark side, because one of the things that I think that I can hold pretty well in all of my stances is the fact that I can look at both sides and say, yes, I agree with the good that is over here, and I absolutely despise the bad that is over here, and they are not mutually exclusive. Just because you believe somebody has done something good doesn't mean that you have to ignore all of their negative traits, and just because something stinks to high heaven of absolute monkey crap doesn't mean that you can't see any good in it. And then it's those places, it's those extremes where people lie, where we can't have an open and honest dialogue about the things that are happening. And some people will listen to me say this and say that I'm an Nvidia shield and that I just absolutely want Nvidia to take over and dominate and all of that crap. And how could you possibly say that there's any good side to anything that's here? I don't agree with it. I don't think it's ethical, but at the same time, let's maybe try to look at it on the bright side so that we can understand where Nvidia is coming from. Because once you understand where a person or a company is coming from with their arguments, you're able to more effectively dismantle them and probably get to the root of how to actually fix the issue. But when you call it a money grab, when you call it monopolizing, when you call it them being a greedy, Nvidia shill company of cash grabbers, like, all that does is serve to produce visceral hate that doesn't get anything actually accomplished. And I want to open up the dialogue to where we can maybe understand where they're coming from, not agree with it, not say that this is okay, but understand it, move forward and say, okay, here's the positive side of where they're trying to bring us. How can we accomplish this in a more effective way? Because the GeForce Partner Program has a good intention behind it. And yes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but if we understand the intention, maybe we can work with them to develop a better program. A GeForce Partner Program that doesn't screw over AMD, that doesn't screw over major companies that are selling both cards, or selling both companies' cards. A GeForce Partner Program that delivers on Nvidia's promise to prioritize gamers and also not screw over everybody, especially in the long term, because if an AMD goes down as a gaming brand right now, guess who we have for gaming? We have freaking Nvidia, and monopolies are never good. And I don't think that Nvidia is trying to monopolize in the market. I think they're just trying to establish their dominance in the market. But in the long term, it's going to lead to something that none of us want. And so from my perspective, I think it's a good idea to speak out against everything that's happening, but at the same time, maybe look at motives, maybe look at understanding their side, and then we can, come to an agreement on how to effectively move forward. But I think this is crap. I don't think Nvidia should be doing this, and I'm against it, and that's where I'm going to sign it off. But again, this is a discussion, this is a conversation, this is something that I've been mulling around in my head, that's been in my brain, but I want to talk to you all about it. So let me know what you're thinking, again, either down in the comments or over on our Discord. Again, top link in the video description, or over on Twitter, I'm at UF Disciple, be sure to smash the like button. If you enjoyed this discussion, be sure to double smash the like button if you think I'm an Nvidia shill, and triple smash it if you hate everything I just said, and then get subscribed to stay up to date on all of our tech-related content. And if you want to support AMD graphics cards and make sure that they don't go extinct like the way of the Dono, you can use our Amazon affiliate code that's in the video description to pick up anything on Amazon that you might be purchasing for AMD cards, because that'll help us out here at the UFD Tech, and then it'll also help AMD sustain their business model. Anyways, I'm Brett with the UFD Tech channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.